Good morning, everyone. I'm Noreen, and welcome to my kitchen. And today I want to take the opportunity to introduce you to someone. When I started doing YouTube, I never could have imagined the vast, diverse number of people that I would meet, and the very special friends that I would make as a result of putting myself out there every day and making something delicious. You know, I talk a lot in my videos. I talk a lot in general. I'm a very demonstrative person, and I like to share. So at one point in one of my videos, I think that actually was the video where I talked about getting Tally. And I had mentioned that I was from a step-parent family, blended family, and that, you know, Rick and I, we created a blended family. I have, you know, Molly and Micah are my daughters from a previous marriage, and Rick has a daughter from a previous marriage, Alex, who lives in Las Vegas with her mother. Well, as a result of that video and putting that information out there, I was contacted by Diane, who is a very good friend of mine now, and she has a website called Today's Modern Family, and this website is all about blended families. And if you're not familiar with what a blended family is, I can't imagine there are too many people in the universe who don't know what that is anymore. But it's when you blend two families, you know, when you come with kids and when he comes with kids, and you come together to make a unit, a family unit.
Step-parents and step-children.
Step-parents and step-children. And Rick is sitting here with me because what I want to, you know, I want him to be a part of this. I want you to go, and I want you to meet Diane too. If you have a blended family, Diane has some really great information on her website. And not only that, Diane is a certified blended family specialist. And I'm pretty sure that's what she calls herself.
Coach.
She really is an amazing woman. And this summer, many of you may know, this summer we went through a really rough patch. And Rick's daughter Alex came to visit, and she hadn't been to see us since we moved to North Carolina. And there is, you know, obviously some turmoil there, and, you know, over one thing or another. But being a blended family is not always easy, and Diane helped us. And if there are other families out there like us, I want you to understand that there is help. Getting counseling is never a shameful thing or bad thing. And the best part about this is Diane is able to actually do the counseling via telephone or Skype. And in our case, that's exactly what she did. Now, we did not go out seeking her services. You know, I came across Diane because she contacted me as a result of learning that I was from a blended family and also had a blended family. And she interviewed me in March of this year, and she wrote an article that she put on her website blog, and it's called Noreen Lambert's Blended Family Kitchen. And I'll put a link to the article, but and I'll also put a link to the Today's Modern Family website. Now,
and she speaks from experience herself.
And Diane does speak from experience herself. Diane has, we all have a story. Let's just put it that way. And Diane's story may or may not be that different from yours or mine. I'm not going to tell you that this is easy, because it's not. There are few families in this world anymore that haven't experienced death or divorce or some sort of situation where a family becomes blended. You know, a family doesn't just become a blended family because people who were divorced are now married and created a new family unit. Family units are created, like in my situation, for instance, my father died when I was 10. My mother remarried, and we had a new family unit. It's not always the easiest thing to deal with. Everybody has their own experience. Just because I was experiencing this blended family in one way didn't mean my mother was experiencing that way, or my brother, who was 5 years younger than I was, experienced it the same way at all. We all had a different experience. And my stepfather also had a different experience. The same with our blended family now is my experience blending this family has not been exactly the same as Rick's, as it has not been exactly the same as Molly's and Micah's or Alex's. Unfortunately, sometimes you can't always fix it, but the best thing you can do is get the counseling if you need it. And Diane offers those services, and I'm not trying to advertise for her. I really am passionate about this topic, and I wanted to share it with you. Diane is able to talk to you over the phone. She's able to do on the Skype, which I love this idea. I just love this idea of being able to have a touchstone, being able to sit down and say, I need to talk to somebody about this problem because I really can't work it out in my own head, and maybe having some outside help or an outside opinion will help me walk through it. Not that that person is going to tell you what to do, but that person is going to help you work it out in your own head, the best thing that you can do for yourself, and give you a little backup support, and maybe verify or validate your own feelings. I'm going to bring Rick in here because this summer we had some pretty rough waters that we had to navigate, and Diane really was a godsend, and I don't think that I'm speaking out of turn when I say that.
No.
So, I mean, do you want to share anything?
Not really. It was nice to be able to call her up and talk with her when we're having some problems, and it just made us feel better.
It did, and I think that it helped us work things out in our own head, because sometimes as parents, even with your own biological children, you feel horrible guilt sometimes because you wonder if you're doing the right thing. You wonder if you're being too hard. You wonder if you're being too easy. It's different when you're a step parent. Now, in our situation, Rick has been in Molly and Micah's lives since Micah was 2 years old and Molly 4 years old, and Molly was 6. In fact, the first time that Rick ever came to my house, he sat down on the sofa that night while I was fixing dinner, and Micah crawled in his lap with a book and said, read to me. So, there's a lot of bonding already here. Rick's daughter, unfortunately, has been a bit more of a challenge for me. And as a result of our blended family, sometimes things aren't always as easy as we would hope. And Diane really helped, really helped Rick through it this summer. There were some days when Rick was just so far at the end of his rope that I was worried about him. And Diane really, really helped him through that. So every experience gets you through. Today is a new day, and tomorrow will be even better. But if you have a blended family and you're experiencing some rough waters, Diane can help you. She can do it through the Skype. She can do it over the phone. And then if you're in the area where she lives, which is in the Indianapolis area, she will also come to your house. She makes house calls. She also has, she does appointments with moms and dads, moms or dads. She does appointments with the kids where the kids are only her clients. And so, sometimes kids just need to have someone to talk to as well. But I know this is a little bit of a departure from my normal topics of conversation, but I really do feel passionate about this. And I'm hoping that if you are in a position where you need some help, that you might be comfortable enough to go seek out Today's Modern Family website. There's a lot of really good information there about marriage and families, step families, modern families, parenting. There's even some recipes on there. I have been also invited to provide special exclusive recipes and recipe videos for her website, and I am also going to be doing that. And I just really wanted to bring this to your attention. So I'm going to put all the links below. Today's Modern Family website, and Diane Green and she and I have become friends over the last several months. And I cannot thank her enough for the help that she's given to my family. Because I have to tell you, oh my goodness, I have to tell you that this summer was really hard for us to get through. And being able to call her up, and there was one Saturday morning when all four of us, Rick and myself and Molly and Micah, were both sitting here in the kitchen. We're all four of us. We're sitting here in the kitchen, and we had Diane on the telephone, and I gotta tell you, it made that day a lot easier to get through, because this is a family experience. This isn't just four individual people going through one thing. It's one family going through one thing, all in a different way. And everybody's experiencing it in a different way. And people are going to get their feelings hurt differently, and people are going to experience joy differently. But sometimes as parents, we need a little boost, and we might need a little help along the way to know that, yes, we're doing the right thing. So I hope that you will check out Today's Modern Family. I really thank you for indulging me and allowing me to introduce Diane and her website to you. I hope this is a really valuable tool and resource for you and your family if you are in need of services like this. So I hope you will go check them out. And until next time, I'll see ya.